Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Galih. I'm here with my partner, Hafizhah, Hervina, Kayla, Della. We are from Group 3 and we would like to presentation about noun clause. PPT-nya.
Next slide, Bill.
Okay. Definition of noun clause. Noun clause is a dependent clause that function as noun. What are dependent clauses? It is a clause that cannot stand alone as a complete sentence because the dependent clause does not convey a complete thought even though it has a subject and a verb. While the noun clause that function as a component of a sentence such as subject, object of verb, object of preposition, and subject complement, and can be replaced with pronoun. Next. What is an example of using sentence with a noun clause? First, the person whom I like has a pair of blue eyes. Second, a country which is located near Indonesia is Australia. 3. The student listen to what the teacher said. Let's break down each word in the sentence according to its nature. Noun, I bought a car. Pronoun, I bought it. Noun clause, the car that I bought is expensive. The next material will be presented by my partner.
Okay, thank you, Galih. I would like to continue the presentation. The next topic is formula noun clause. Noun clause can be preceded by noun clause makers on subordinates in the form of questions words, if or whether, and that. For more details, let's look at the formula for using noun clause below. Noun clause maker, question word. The explanation, question words that use in noun clause is whatever, what time, kind, day, etc. Whoever, whose, whomever, whichever, wherever, whenever, how long, how far, how many times, how old, etc. And the noun clause maker with if or whether, usually if or whether is used for the answer sentence to the yes/no question or the reported speech form of the questions. And the noun clause maker with that, the explanation is usually the clause for mental activity. The following is the list of verbs in the main clause which are usually followed by the clause. Assume, believe, discover, dream, guess, heard, hope, know, learn, notice, predict, probe, realize, suppose, suspect, think. Formula noun clause. Noun clause formula according to its function. As a subject, noun clause plus verb plus complement. Example, that Aziz is sleepy is true. A subject complement, subject, verb, and noun clause. Example, the news is that Aziz is sleepy. As the subject after anticipatory it plus verb plus adjective or noun plus noun clause. The example, it is true that Aziz is sleepy. As object of certain verb, subject plus verb plus transitive plus noun clause. The example, we know that Aziz is sleepy. As object of preposition, subject plus verb plus preposition plus noun clause or subject, verb plus adjective or noun plus preposition plus noun clause. The example, Kevin has not decided about where he will work after graduated. As a positive, the formula is subject plus noun clause plus verb plus complement. The example is the news that Aziz is sleepy is true. And the next material will be presented by my partner, please.
Thank you, Della. For the example sentence of a noun clause, the first is question word. What she cooked was delicious. I want to know how he was in real. For second, if or whether. Uh, slide.
I'm really sorry for the problem. Sorry.
Okay.
Please continue.
Okay. For the second, if or whether. First person said, where does Andy live? For the second person, I wonder if he lives in West Jakarta. For the number three, that today is his birthday is not right. I think that the group will arrive in an hour. Next. Or example of noun clause as the subject of sentence. When the actor saved the actress from the accident is the most touching scene. In here we use formula question word that is when plus subject plus verb plus object or complementary words. Number two, example of noun clause as a sentence object. Robbie believes that her mother will recover from her disease. In here we use formula subject plus verb plus that plus subject plus verb. Number three, example of noun clause as a object of preposition. We will start our journey from where we have decided before. In here we use formula subject plus verb plus preposition plus question word where plus subject plus verb. Example of noun clause to complement the subject. Nina's biggest mistake was that she accepted the briefcase. In here we use formula subject plus linking verb, that is was plus that plus subject plus verb. Example of noun clause as complementary adjective. I'm afraid that she will tell everyone about my secret. In here we use formula subject plus verb to be plus adjective plus that plus subject plus verb. For the next will be presented by my friend.
Thank you, Kayla. Word order in noun clause. Word order or subject in the form of a verb is used in words that begin with a question word, even though the main part of the question clause. For example, can we imagine how old he is? Will you explain where you went? I can imagine what the man said. Next. Information question. Where does she work? I wonder where she works. When did he call? For noun clause, do you know when he called? What did they do? Please tell me what they did. And from information question, why is she sad? For noun clause, I don't know why she is sad. Usual word order, noun clause using WH word.
Reduce noun clause. Only noun clauses with the subordinate that can be reduced, but not for the that clause which is at the beginning of the sentence, which functions as the subject. Usually the reduced noun clause is embedded in the reported speech, in direct question, or the subjunctive to an infinitive or gerund phrase. Example of full noun clause. He claims that is genius. I ask that you go first. They admit that they have problems at school. Example of reduced noun clause. He claims to be genius. I ask you to go first. They admit having problems at school. Next. Tense and tense combinations in noun clause. Same as clauses in general, noun clauses can be made using the past tense, present tense, or future tense. Noun clauses can also be made based on two combination of two tenses, such as number 1, present tense and future tense. For example, I hope that the trip will be fun and unforgettable. Number 2, present tense and present tense. For example, I guess that she is sleeping in the library now. Number 3, present tense and past tense. For example, I think that the bread was baked 3 days ago. For number 4, past tense and future tense. For example, the scientists believe that there will be a cure for HIV. Number 5, past tense and present tense. For example, I discovered that creating a website is not easy. Number 6, past tense and past tense. For example, she supposed that her friend was walking to the post office. Number 7, past tense and past perfect. For example, he heard that you had written a book. Number 8, past tense and past future. For example, the class assumed that the teacher would be late.
Is there any question? Iskina, please.
How do you identify a noun clause?
Kedengeran nggak guys? Mau nanya nih.
Kedengeran. Kedengeran. Okay, thank you. Before that, thank you for Iskina and please Elena.
Okay. When is the relative pronoun that used?
Thank you for the questions. Wait.
Answer Iskina question. A noun clause is a depend clause that takes the place of a noun in the sentence. A depend clause is phrase that can stand on its own as complete sentence. If a dependent clause can stand in for a person, place, or thing, then it's noun. That is a noun clause. Is that enough? Iskina?
It's enough, thank you.
I want to answer Elena's question. This pronoun can be used as a defining relative clause or not. That can be used for all both humans and inanimate objects. These pronouns can only be used as a defining clause to give meaning to a sentence. Whose can be used to replace humans and animals. Is that enough, Elaine?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
If there is no more question, I think it's enough from us. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.